to my channel. If you're new here, my name is fluctuating again. If you're stopping by, I'm very grateful. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about budgeting on fluctuating income. Okay, what this means is that if you're the kind of person whose income or earning is not stable, you have to budget. Okay, you have to budget the way you spend your money. So anybody who earns an unstable income should do well. Like, you have to do yourself this favor to avoid debt. Okay, we all know what debt is. Like, just like you're spending your future income now. Okay, so the best thing for you to do is just to avoid it. Okay, yeah, just imagine yourself going to borrow money just to foot some bills, thinking that maybe when you're being paid, you can now return the money and all of that, and at the end of the day you go and over borrow. So when you borrow the money and later on you are not able to pay the money you borrow, so you might have gone ahead to borrow when you could earn less. So it is actually very, very good to remember that your income depends on some certain factors which is actually beyond your control, because it's somehow when you go and borrow excess money, thinking that when maybe you are being paid or anything, you can refund that, without knowing that the money you're going to earn is going to be lesser than the money you're going to earn is already lesser than what you borrow. So it is not. So let's take for example that maybe your client might actually say that he doesn't need your services anymore, or he can even delay your payment, or even cut your money into half, whatever the case might be. So imagine if you have borrowed money thinking that when your client pay you, you're going to do a refund, and at the end of the day one of these things that I just mentioned happened to you. So what are you going to do? It is wise you avoid anything that is going to make you borrow. This kind of mess that you can avoid, just try as much as possible to avoid it. Okay, so if your earnings are not stable, you have to try as much as possible to avoid debt. Do you understand? Just avoid it, because this fluctuating earnings can actually be so stressful, because you don't know, maybe this month you're earning higher, the other month you're earning. You just have to find a strategy that will work for you, so that it will make you to always be on check and not to go about borrowing money. So guys, the second thing here is to have an emergency fund. Okay, one advice I'm going to give anybody whose income is stable, like if you know that you have a stable income, you have to also have an emergency fund set aside. Like, you have to set aside an emergency fund ready to use when the need arise, not when you have any unforeseen circumstances, unplanned thing happening, you start running up and down, all of that. So you have to have your emergency fund set aside to be used whenever any crisis arises. Okay. So this fund can actually be used for health emergency. It could be repairing a house, it could be anything at all. Okay, just imagine yourself when you don't have this money, it is going to make you go. So without this emergency fund, you are most likely to borrow. When you borrow, you are on debt already. So without this emergency fund, you're actually going to borrow, which is going to make you owe and all of that. So but if you plan ahead, have this money set aside for unforeseen circumstances, you won't see yourself in this kind of situation. So the next point I'm going to be talking about is to pay yourself. Oh my god, this is the part I love the most. Okay, when you toil around, you do all the stressful things for all your efforts, like you have to pay yourself every day. It's not like after spending. No, you don't have to get your money, spend all of them before paying yourself. You have to actually pay yourself before you start spending. After all your suffering, your maybe late nights, you're going out every day and all of that, when you make that money, you have to from there pay yourself, because when you pay yourself, it's going to make you save more money, not just spending all the money you've gotten for the month. Like, if you set a particular money aside for yourself, this is the money you're going to spend, It's going to make you watch your expenses. Okay, you're not going to spend recklessly. Just that money you have already mapped out for yourself, that's the only thing you're going to spend. At least you actually work for it, so paying yourself is not a bad idea. So pay yourself so you can save more money. Okay, so the next one here is always estimate yourself that you will be earning very low that month. Okay, you have to actually, tell yourself that this is the minimum you're going to earn, even if maybe at the end of the day it's higher or anything, but tell yourself like bad as a bad. Now this is the lowest you'll be earning. So with that, it's going to make you know what's important, your necessities, things you need to maybe spend money on that particular month. So it will help you think about the necessities, not things you'll be spending not things you will spend your money to buy, or things that will be consuming money from you each month. I don't know if that makes sense. It will help you know your necessities, not things you'll be consuming your money every month. So just think that, just put your mind that, oh, I'm going to earn lower this month, so I'm going to work with so amount, so that even if the money at the long run is higher, you're actually going to save a lot of money. So the next one I'm bringing to you guys is to calculate your monthly expenses to the least. Like, how much you spend. You're spending this money maybe for your transportations, for your groceries, for your health emergency, or anything that can actually take money from you every particular month. Okay, you have to calculate it to the barest minimum, so that you know how much you actually spend in a month. With that, it will actually also make you know how much you're supposed to be earning every month to keep body and soul together. Okay, I hope that these few points of mine can actually impact in someone, so that you know how to budget yourself when you don't have a steady income. So I actually forgot to add that this fluctuating income is actually for all this freelancing, contractors. You can be someone who earn by commission. So these are the people I'm actually referring to. Okay, so I know with these few points I have already made here, you have to actually know exactly how you spend your money, because it doesn't matter even if you're a contractor who make millions, because the higher your money, the higher your standard of living. You might still think, oh, you make millions, but that's how much you actually spend. But when you take these few points that I just dropped here, at least one or two things will make sense to you, right? Yeah, you have to impart that in your savings and your budgeting, and it's going to help you so you don't always run dry. Okay, so I've come to the end of my topic today. So if you watch me to this point, that means I'm very, very grateful. Please subscribe to my channel on the notification button. If there's anything else you would want me to talk about, or any other point that I didn't add, because as I'm telling you guys, I research on these things. As I'm telling you guys, I'm also learning. Please put it inside the comment section. Okay, I love you guys and remain blessed.